Tonight on Eagle Angle, Spring Sing comes to the Oklahoma Christian campus.
And the Supreme Court hears arguments over the student loan forgiveness program.
And the blockbuster movie's coming this month.
All this and more coming right up on Eagle Angle.
And welcome to Eagle Angle, a student-produced newscast live from the campus of Oklahoma Christian University. I'm Dominic Bonocore.
I'm Keneisha Sanap.
Oklahoma Christian University's 55th annual Spring Sing is here. Each social club will sing parodies of popular songs that go along with their respective themes. The shows evoke various childhood memories, which echo the overall theme of Just My Imagination. Movies are well represented this year, with Kappa Sigma Tau performing Cogsworth and Lumiere, and Theta 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 playing the toy soldiers of Toy Story. Various childhood nostalgia is also represented, with the men of Psi Epsilon representing Wii Sports, and the ladies of Gamma Rho performing Tooth Fairies.
In between the club acts will be performances by the host. This year's hosts are Jason Kuhn, Houston Goff, Alexi Hofstadler, Jillian Kumer, Kristen Klein, Cassie Tompkins, Carson Towns, and Hudson Woodward. The hosts will be backed up by the Spring Sing Band. The band consists of Phil McGinn on saxophone, Peyton Welch and Gavin Welch on trombone, Cameron Cox and Dalton Alsbrooks on trumpet, Garrett Edelman on guitar, Audrey Johnson on bass, Aidan Orcutt on keys, and Marcus Houghton on drums. To see the various clubs and house performances, come to the Spring Sing Show, which will be held on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7:30, with an additional Saturday afternoon show at 1:30.
The fate of President Joe Biden's aggressive student loan forgiveness program hangs in the balance. As the Supreme Court heard arguments on it, crowds gathered outside to express their views. CNN's Renee Marsh has the details.
Student loan borrowers and advocates rallied outside the nation's highest court as justices heard oral arguments on the legality of President Biden's student loan debt relief program.
I'm kind of broke. I don't really got it on me like that. And honestly, the movement for this really supports people that are in the same financial situation as me.
Some traveled hundreds of miles to be at the court for a case that could change the trajectory of their lives.
On board my flight, headed to D.C. for the People's Rally for student debt cancellation.
25-year-old Sabrina Calazans traveled from New York to rally outside the court.
My family would be eligible for up to $50,000 of student loan cancellation. So as a whole family, that's huge.
Calazans graduated from college in 2019. She has nearly $30,000 in student loan debt. With payments currently paused, she can now contribute to household costs for the home she shares with her parents. Massachusetts Democratic Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley's personal student loan story has guided her support for tackling the problem.
I ultimately defaulted on those loans, and I did pay off those loans, but it took me 20 plus years to do so.
Federal data shows the student debt crisis is multi-generational, spanning from recent grads to grandparents. Data shows 2.6 million borrowers over the age of 62. 72-year-old Vietnam vet Cecil Hamilton is one of them.
I never got the amount paid off.
In 1977, Hamilton says he took out a loan for an associate's degree for $5,250. Nearly 5 decades later, he still owes roughly the same amount.
I thought I would have a good job and a home and all the things that people like to have, and then enter retirement on a good note. But instead, I'm back in the hole again, so I'm just surviving.
A trans right protester was arrested after the House voted to ban gender transition procedures. Dozens of Oklahomans went to the House gallery to hear the reading of the bill and the debate between Democrats and Republicans. As lawmakers were leaving the House floor, a protester hurled water at State Representative Bob Ed Culver. The protester was then escorted out by an Oklahoma state trooper. While being escorted out, the protester threw water at the state trooper and then ran downstairs. The two became physical, and the trooper was then open-handedly hit on the shoulder by the protester. Culver decided to press charges.
The University of Texas's hiring policy is going through some changes. Last week, a letter from Texas Governor Greg Abbott warned all state agencies that DEI practices may be illegal. This means the 13-campus University of Texas system is putting a pause on diversity, equity, and inclusion policies in its immediate hiring practices. Angela Uchida explains what this means for applicants.
Heard about the change in UT policy Wednesday at the meeting of the Regents, a pause in diversity, inclusivity, and equity policies in hiring across the system, a move supported by conservative think tank Texas Public Policy Foundation.
Everyone supports expanding our universities so that every Texan can study here and that our universities and our state agencies should look like Texas. What they do not support is being required to sign off on an ideology.
But Kim Crowder, a native Houstonian who now runs her own workplace culture consulting firm in the Midwest, questions why UT has moved quickly.
Why is the immediate response a pause on diversity, equity, and inclusion? This is something the governor just said. It is not something that has been put into law.
Crowder says DEI helps bring historically underrepresented groups to universities.
What DEI means is it is building a better organization. So diversity is having a myriad of different identities show up in the workplace.
But conservatives link DEI to critical race theory. What do you mean by critical race theory in this particular instance?
What critical race theory posits is the idea that America was founded on slavery. Capitalism is founded on slavery.
UT isn't the only institution to make a change. Texas A&M told CBS Austin they now have standardized the application process for faculty to include only a cover letter, curriculum vitae, personal statement including philosophy and plans for research, teaching, and service, and professional references. But Crowder says it's chipping away at leveling the playing field.
My call to folks is that you push back, that you write the governor, that you make those calls.
Coming up on Eagle Angle,
a police officer delivers DoorDash,
and the Psychology Club hosts the Magic Show.
All this and more when we return.
Your blood pressure numbers could change your life. Talk to your doctor about creating a plan that works better for you. Start taking the right steps at manageyourbp.org.
Now I'm, trying to get better, stronger than ever.
Staring contest!
You still got it.
I know. Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The Oklahoma Christian Psychology Club is hosting a magic show starring Dr. Ryan Newell. The show is an effort to raise funds for the Oklahoma chapter of the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention and will be held in Judd Theater on March 6th from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Admissions will be $3 per person and $5 per couple. If you have any questions, email Aurora Walker at the address on your screen.
When a single mother got into an accident during an ice storm in suburban Ann Arbor, there was no way she could make her DoorDash delivery. That is, until police officers responded and took a break from crime fighting to help out. Simon Shackett has the story.
In what began as an everyday accident investigation along Metro Parkway near Dodge Park Road last Wednesday, officers quickly made sure all involved were treated for minor injuries. Soon after, driver Brianna Fantazzi asking officers for some unusual help since her Ford Fusion was no longer operable.
Is there any way that you guys can deliver that for me?
Yeah, sure, I'll take it for you.
Handing off a DoorDash delivery, Brianna later explaining she was 6 months pregnant, working to make extra money, and could not afford to lose this delivery.
How did you feel when you asked the officer and he responded with yes?
Relief.
An act of kindness going a long way while staying within city limits. Brianna expressing gratitude for officers helping her let go of more than just food.
So much stress and so much overwhelm. I'm like, oh, thank God.
The lieutenant who agreed to help out Brianna with DoorDash when the two met out here said he was proud to go above and beyond during an already stressful situation.
My immediate response to her was, I hope you get a good review. I understand why she wanted to do that. She was concerned about making sure the delivery got made, and I mean, it's her job.
Lieutenant David Allen and his fellow officers, humble heroes with big hearts, lifting Brianna's spirits on an icy, stormy day.
Serving is what we are able to do. I enjoy doing that greatly.
I got your DoorDash.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Also excited to feed her own 4 children, parent Jenna Pizzo, surprised at first to see police outside her home before getting the quick backstory. And as for Brianna,
I hope they give you a good review.
an occasion to smile despite being in an accident in the middle of a delivery.
Thank you. I really do appreciate it. I mean, if you guys didn't come fast enough, I don't know.
With 20 years on the job, Lieutenant Allen says it's his first DoorDash delivery, but one he won't soon forget.
This Saturday, the Eagle Film Project 10 Minutes is showing at the Simply Indie Film Festival during the 10 a.m. block. 10 Minutes is the last completed film that was produced by David Jurdy. The film follows a college student with a bright future who meets a woman who has long anticipated her death moments before the world ends. For more information on the film festival, visit simplyindie.com.
Eagle Media is announcing a casting call to any actors who are interested in performing in this year's Advanced Media Productions short film. The film is titled The End, and it is an apocalyptic short film set in a modern day time where aliens have invaded the Earth. Roles to be filled are Rose Diane and Donald Albright. Rose is a curious teenager who has lost her mother and is looking for the best in a bad situation. Diane is a caring mother in her 40s who brings joy to those around her. Donald is a gruff man in his 40s who cares more for his daughter's safety than her happiness. For more information, contact the director, Brandon Allen, at the email on the screen.
If you have any stories you'd like us to report on, please send an email to our producer with the address on the screen.
We are going to take a quick break.
When we return, David Jackson will have your Eagle Angle weather report.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right.
When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique.
And your mother and...
I am totally a hat person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
You care for the house, the kids, and our future. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's save a little more now so we can create the retirement we want. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
Good day, Oklahoma. I'm David Jackson here with your Eagle Angle weather report. Today, it was a nice 60 degrees, nice day for a walk. So let's go ahead and take a look around the weather around Oklahoma today. In Guymon, Oklahoma, it was a nice 55. In Durant, Oklahoma, it was a nice little 65. Miami, Oklahoma, 59. And Oklahoma City, 61. And now for tonight's temperatures. Tonight's temperatures, tonight it will be 51 degrees and with winds blowing at 7 miles per hour with humidity percent of 47. This is what our weekend will look like. Our weekend will be hot, 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 so get ready for it. On Friday, we'll have some wind. Saturday, mostly sunny. Sunday, some clouds. And finally, here's your 5-day forecast. Thursday, it will be rainy and cold, so bundle up and be ready for it. Friday, the weekend as well, will be warm and sunny and bright, so go spend time with family, go out, have fun. Monday, it will be a sunny day with some clouds. That's all for your Eagle Angle weather report. When we come back, we'll have Keneisha Sanap in the entertainment corner bringing you the latest.
Hey, Kevin, you thinking about retirement?
I'd love to, but I'm pretty busy with all this.
Yeah. Hey, let's meet our retirement coach, Avo. A is for taking action.
Not anxiety?
No, Kevin, you're gonna be fine.
You sing?
Barely. V is for variety.
And you dance?
Sort of. Come on. O is for optimize your savings.
Let Avo lead the way.
Visit aceyourretirement.org today.
Nice.
Thanks.
I'm Keneisha Sanap and welcome to the Entertainment Corner. Chris Rock is set to address the infamous Oscar slap in classic comedian style during a stand-up routine. Netflix confirms he'll talk about it as part of his special Chris Rock Selective Outrage that comes out this Saturday. Rock tried out some of his response material in January during a joint performance with Dave Chappelle. He told the audience, "People want to know if it hurt when Will Smith slapped him live on stage during the Oscar ceremony last year." He said the answer was yes, and then joked about how Smith played Muhammad Ali. Smith has said he's deeply remorseful that he slapped Rock, after the comedian made a joke about his wife. A very familiar-looking orange Dodge Charger crashed on a highway in southern Missouri Sunday. The General Lee was among hundreds made for the hit TV show The Dukes of Hazzard. Both people in the car were evaluated and taken to the hospital. There's no word on whether their conditions or what caused the one-vehicle accident. The local fire department says more than 300 General Lees were built for the TV show, which ran from 1979 to 1985. And another 26 were made for the 2005 movie. Only 17 reportedly survived. The sequel to the sketch comedy History of the World premiered at the World War II Museum in Los Angeles Monday night. Part 2 of the film comes 40 years after the release of Part 1. The 4-part Hulu series was inspired by funny man Mel Brooks, who directed, starred in, and wrote the 1981 comedic hit. The sequel stars Brooks, who is the film's creator, writer, and narrator. He executive produced the series alongside Nick Kroll, Wanda Sykes, Ike Barinholtz, David Stassen, Kevin Salter, and Christy Smith. The sketch comedy series will premiere on March 6th, with 2 episodes, followed by the release of 2 more episodes daily until March and its finale on March 9th. Hollywood has a quintet of action-packed movies headed to the theaters in March. Rick Damigala has a preview.
Michael B. Jordan steps back in the ring and behind the camera to star in and direct Creed 3. The bell rings March 3rd.
This is Commander Mills. My ship was hit by an undocumented asteroid.
Adam Driver crash lands on an unfamiliar world populated by prehistoric creatures in 65. The fight to survive begins March 10th. Hey, Khaleesi! Billy Batson and his super-powered siblings are back in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The sequel to the 2019 DC movie flies into theaters March 17th.
I'm going to need a gun.
Welcome back, Mr. Wick. Keanu Reeves returns as the well-dressed assassin in John Wick Chapter 4. The contract goes out March 24th.
We're thieves, but we help the wrong person steal the wrong thing and unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known.
Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez will need to make critical roles during their adventure in Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. The game begins March 31st. Getting an extra large popcorn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
That's all for today's Entertainment Corner. Here's Gabe Vaden, who has your Eagle Angle Sports Report.
Thanks, Keneisha. The Oklahoma Christians Ultimate Frisbee team dominated the Dust Bowl Championship in Tulsa this past weekend. After the Eagles won their first match 10-6, they took control of the Dust Bowl, winning every game they played. After securing the championship by defeating the University of Arkansas 12-9, the Ultimate team won a cash prize of $1,000. The Oklahoma Christian baseball team ended their weekend with a split series. Oklahoma Christian lost both games against St. Mary's University on Saturday, but were able to come back and win the doubleheader on Sunday. In the first game on Sunday, the Eagles started strong and ended stronger. The final score of Sunday's first game was 12-1. The team was able to keep their spirits up in the next game, winning 15-11. Last Thursday, the men and women's basketball teams played their final games of the season. The Lady Eagles took the court one last time against the University of Arkansas Fort Smith. They started off strong in the first quarter, leading Fort Smith 27-17. In the second half, they continued their lead in both the third and fourth quarters, beating Arkansas Fort Smith 74-36. The men's team also took on Arkansas Fort Smith on Thursday. The men started out their game with a lot of spirit, but came short in the first half, 18-25. The Eagles tried to come back in the second half, but the Lions took the win, ending the game with a close score of 51-61. The softball team was dominant this past weekend as they faced Texas A&M International in a 3-game series. The Eagles were able to score in 5 consecutive innings. In the final game of the series, Oklahoma Christian didn't give the Dust Devils a chance to score, the game ending with a final score of 7-0. After the victory Sunday, the Eagles would bring home the win for the series. This weekend, the Lady Eagles are returning to Heath Field as they play a series against Lubbock Christian University starting Friday at 2 p.m. Oklahoma Christian junior Brooklyn Bain was busy this past week as she represented the university as an all-star Lady Eagle. Bain played a total of 7 games as a member of both the women's basketball and softball teams. Last Wednesday, she played a softball doubleheader against St. Edwards at home. Thursday afternoon, she finished the series with St. Edwards and then traveled to Fort Smith, Arkansas to play the Fort Smith Lions Thursday evening. After finishing out the basketball season Thursday night, she would travel with the softball team to Laredo, Texas and play Texas A&M International in a 3-game series. And that is all for your Eagle Angle Sports Report. When we come back after the break, Dominic will be right here for our Feel Good Story of the Week.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
What are you looking for?
One in 3 adults has pre-diabetes. That means it could be you, your dog walker,
On your left.
your cat jogger. With early diagnosis, pre-diabetes can be reversed. Take the risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Recently, the western U.S. has averaged more than 1,900 earthquakes and 3,800 significant wildfires each year. So chances are there will be more of both near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
An Ohio school bus driver is being hailed as a hero for saving a student's life. April Wise's quick thinking stopped a young boy from getting hit by a car, and now school officials want to use her action as an example to hold up for other school bus drivers. Kayla McDermott has the story.
The family of a 7th grader is still grateful for bus driver April Wise after she saved their boy's life.
What she did that day, definitely appreciate it.
The district, law enforcement, and state representatives are also thankful for Wise's brave actions. She was honored with an award on Monday.
It is a testament to what things are that we should do and the things we actually do.
This goes far beyond what I imagined to happen. So I'm very emotional.
In this video, you can see the reason Wise was honored. She was paying close attention to what was happening around her, and even knew the exact student that was getting off.
He is one of my quickest students to get on and off the bus. He is super quick.
But she was quicker. Wise grabbed the student before he got down the steps, saving him from getting hit by a car.
The only thing that went through my brain was to keep him from getting off the bus.
Wise said she always has to be on high alert, though, since drivers consistently choose to ignore school buses on the road.
They do. They do run our reds quite a bit.
Now, the video of her saving a student will be used as an example of what is expected when caring for a bus full of students.
I still don't deserve it, but I'm glad it's bringing awareness and stuff, and hopefully more people will take it into consideration.
That's all for today. We'll see you back here next week to bring you the latest.
Thanks for tuning in to Eagle Angle, where it's your campus,
your news.
Good night.